That's what we call the artificial shortage. Artificial shortages has destroyed many churches. And there are sometimes people think that artificial shortage or certain problems that attack a church, it comes from the devil. It comes from demons. So they are praying for church growth. Meanwhile, it is not like that. It is not attack of the enemy. It's not spiritual attack. It is attack from the people. There are a lot of churches. You will see that the pastor have got the money to support some people in the church. He will not do it. He can even support members in the church to go for evangelism. He won't even do it. There are many people in the church who want to go to school. They want to go to university. The church can afford it, but they won't do it. So when that member goes to another place, then the church support them. They want to stay there. So your church, whatever you are doing, will begin to collapse. Now, it's different if you don't have it. There are a lot of pastors who have got about 5 cars. They have 5 cars. One of the car belongs to his wife. He is using one. He has got 2 pastors in his church who are using cab to come to church. There are some of them even sit in the church to come to church. Meanwhile, this man has got 2-3 cars in his house sitting down there free. Nobody is using it. He can't even give it to his pastors. You see? So then also, when Barnabas sold his land, sold his house, he said the people, you see, the churches doesn't just grow. Churches does not just grow. There are a lot of people who belong to one particular church because of the fact that the church was helping his family. The church was helping them. So there's nothing that will change them from going back to that or from staying in that church. So if you are not progressing, these are all part of church growth. Church growth also goes with preventing artificial shortage. This is a pastor who has got a small room for a church. And that small room that he has got, instead of him to, then he is using SUV. Okay? He's using SUV. This is the pastor who is using SUV. He's using SUV. And then the SUV is using meanwhile, where they are worshiping is a small building. You don't need to use SUV. You don't need it. Sell that car and use the money to expand your ministry. Probably get a new place. Get a place where you can get more people. Because where you are is too small. So when the church begins to grow, the number of the people will not go there. The place is too small for people. Sell that car and get a new place or rent a bigger place for your church members. When somebody sees that, it will encourage another person to do something they also have. But you have it, you are not doing it. How can somebody be encouraged enough to do it? You have money, you are not supporting the church. And you want somebody to support it, they will not do it. There are a lot of people who will be sitting in the church. They have money. If you speak about tithe, they will not give. You keep about offering, they won't give. Anything you give, and they want the church to grow. So this is what we call artificial shortage. They have it, they won't give. They hear you speaking about giving, helping, this, that, they won't do it. And that was why I said that the church in Acts chapter 4 grew. The Bible said that they would increase, the number increased to 5,000 people. It was not automatic. It was not magic. It was because they prevented artificial shortage. People come to church. There are some people who have got about 20 shoes. About 25, 30 shoes. They have it. They come to church, they see people who are not wearing a very nice shoe. They have about so many jackets, so many nice suits. They come to church, they see people who don't have those things. They can put some in their plastic bag, bring it to church and say, oh, my brother, this is for you. My sister, this is for you. So there's a distribution. And the Bible said that because Barnabas did that, the church, the people in the church, some of them, they have houses, they have lands, they sold it, and they brought the money and put it at the apostles' feet. And that was what Barnabas was doing. So because nobody was lacking there, the church began to grow. When people lack in the church, it kills the ministry. When people lack, they don't have what to wear, they don't have what to eat and that kind of stuff. They don't have any hope. They will look for somewhere. You see, church is not only receiving from members. Sometimes the church too must be able to give. It helps the church to expand. Like I said, Central Gospel Church that I know, one of the things I like about them, they started giving scholarship in the 90s. They started giving scholarship to church, so some of the church members to go to the university. There are a lot of people who finish SSS. Their parents couldn't take them to the university because they don't have the money. Okay? You just assume I have my daughter in the university. And then she said I should buy a computer for her. Then I have the money. I refuse to do it. She said she need a book. I have the money. I refuse to give her the money to go and buy books. Do you know that you are damaging education? Therefore, she will never expand in education. And another thing too is that when people have things, they are not giving, they are not sharing to a family, they are not sharing to their church community or whatever. They have it. Sometimes they have it, they don't even need it. Instead of them to share, they are not sharing it. They are not giving, they are not doing. When you see any big church, I'm telling you, it's not a magic. These are the things they do. They share things. They share things. So everybody in the church have everything in common. And anything they have, whatever they own, they don't see it as their own. They see it as for everybody. You go to a church, one person will be driving his car, and he will be seeing people standing on the road looking for lift to go home. Somebody will just come and will pass alone in his car. This is not good. And these are all artificial shortage. You will see people who are standing on the road. One person will be sitting in his car, zoom, he drive and go. One person, he won't ask somebody, oh, which side are you going? Where are you going? Which side are you going? He will just drive his car. After all, you didn't buy it for him. But we're supposed to be one in the church. Look, this generation, we are not doing church. What we are doing is just a sociology. It's a social gathering. We are not committed to what make church grow and what things go on. Look, one person, one pastor can take a church card, bank card, credit card, or whatever, let's say debit card, and travel with it. Meanwhile, there are certain things in the church that's supposed to be repaired. Maybe a drum is broken, a guitar is not playing, some speakers are not working, some microphones are not working. There's money that they can use it to buy new instruments. The pastor will not do it. He will use the church offering card, use it to travel for holidays and all sorts of things. And sometimes when the things go bad, now he will be asking church members to bring more offering to buy instruments. Listen, there are certain things that kill a church, and these are some of the things. A church has given a branch to pastors. Most of the branch pastors say they are suffering, they are struggling in the village to raise the church or to grow the church. And mind you, every month that branch churches need to bring tithe, franchise to the headquarters. So the headquarters are always taking tithe from these poor branches, who the pastor don't even know what to eat. They don't even have good clothing. They don't have anything, but they are managing the branch. So you see that when a church is struggling like this and the pastor gets another place, he will go, because the only thing he knows how to do is to pastor a church. Maybe he has not learned any trade, he hasn't learned any skill, the only thing you know how to do is a church. So when he realized that he is suffering, he will leave the church. Leave your branch for you and go and look for another person who can support their branch instead of taking it from them. So artificial shortage has destroyed many ministry. Many ministry has been collapsed because of artificial shortage. If you see a big church, it's not a magic. Because the members there are supporting. They are supporting with everything they have. When somebody has got 2 cars, he give one to somebody who doesn't have a car. Somebody have got a house. He say, oh, I can't give you the whole house, but I have boys' quarters. You can come and stay and sort yourself out. Some people go to church, they still sleep outside. On Sunday morning, they'll be sitting in the church. If they are not coming to church, you follow them. You just say, we are not we are not caring for people. So because we don't care for people, they don't know the reason why they should be remaining in the church. That we shouldn't expect only church members to be given to the church. The church too must be able to help. The people in the church who are able, the Bible said that Barnabas sold his land and brought the price of the money, brought it to the apostles' feet. We go to a church, a pastor have got everything. He has got everything. He knows those who are in need. He will never help. He will never help. Before you realize, he has taken his son to America. He has taken his children to New York to go to school. And that is the reason why a lot of people speak against the church. Because they don't see the value. And the reason why they have to go to a place where they don't. It's different if the church doesn't have anything. And even if they don't have anything, the members in the church, some of them are well-to-do. There are some who are not doing well, that need help. So those people who are not doing well, they need attention. They need attention and they need awareness. They need appreciation. They need to be given attention in order for them to be encouraged to stay in the church. I was preaching in Dagenham, and there was this lady who said to me that she wants to come to our church. She said, oh, because of the fact, she said, because she can see that our church is very prayerful church. She wants to come there. And you know, when she said that, and then she concluded by saying that, oh, but she's sorry, she can't leave their church because her pastor has done so much good to her. So she can't leave. You see, this is what makes people stay in the church. Okay? This is what makes people stay in the church. And then somebody come to church. Oh, look, let me go to Africa now. Let me go to Ghana now. Don't let me. I'm not going to build maybe powerful auditorium or fancy auditorium. But let me go even rent a hotel. Look for my friends, invite them to do a program, maybe something. And then I look at them, one or two, three of them it's not doing well. And I say, what are you doing? You say, oh, I'm a carpenter, I'm doing this, okay. What do you think you will need to improve your job? Then maybe I help or somebody help. And then he began to be comfortable. I'm telling you, he will never ever stop that church. Unless maybe his conscience is broken or his conscience doesn't work. But if conscience works, if you have 1 or 2, 3, 4, 5 people of such people, they wouldn't like to leave you. Okay? When Jesus was followed by 5,000 souls, 5,000 souls, the Bible said that the disciples said that let's sack them away. Let's ask them to go. And this is how some pastors behave. Let's ask them to go. We don't care for people. You see, people are such that they love crowd, but they don't love people. When they are in the church and there's a crowd, pastors like it. People like it. The church is growing, but they don't love people. Look, when the people were hungry, the Bible said they have been with Jesus for 3 days, and there was no food, nothing. So Jesus asked them, and they said, oh, and they said, let's sack these people away to go to the city to go and buy food for themselves. And Jesus said, no way. Let them stay. They have been with us for 3 days. And you are asking them to go hungry, go home with your anger. No, we have to find a solution. That is what I said, that curiosity is a skill. When, that is, Jim Cashcott said that curiosity is a skill. Jesus started looking for the problem. He realized that the problem is the fact that they haven't eaten. Of course, he is aware. He asked Andrew, he asked some of the disciples. They said, oh, take them. And then they came out with a solution. There's a guy here with a fish and bread. And he said, bring the boy. That was his lunch. Now, Jesus was finding ways and means to solve that problem. So when there's an artificial shortage, when people have things, but they don't want to open their arms, they don't want to give, they don't want to support, they're always collecting. Look, this is why I like Rose Kelvin, prophetess Rose Kelvin in Nigeria. She's sharing anything she received. Maybe she's been getting some help from online. People are supporting a foundation, a church with all sorts of donations. And you will see her giving things to people, including Muslims. Everything. She share it to many people. Share food, share oil, share rice, cook for people, give money. This is distribution was made. Too much distributions, and that is what is increasing the level and then increasing the members. The church is growing, expanding, because there's no artificial shortage. When there's no artificial shortage, the church will grow. When people realize that you care for them, you give them attention, you love them, their need that's supposed to be met. There are some people who are not working. They don't have any job. We are not saying that at all costs the church should look for a job for them. But sometimes the little we have to know that sometimes some people have need. Okay? They come to church, they have need. Somebody should be there and say, oh, brother, today I can give you £20, $20. Or I can give you £10. Buy some food, do that. We see some of these things. We don't give. You don't give. When members are suffering, church is suffering, the church will collapse, no matter what. It doesn't matter how prayerful you are. If the members, some of them are not being helped, and they know unless there's nothing. But if there's something and they realize that the church is capable of helping them, they will be expecting. Look, in a family, if a family, some of them are poor and one of them is rich, I'm telling you, sometimes those who don't have it will be expecting the one who have got it, who have it, to support. You see, now if we will be honest, if 1 or 2, 3 people in the family that can be honest enough, generous enough to support members of the family, no family will be poor. No family will be poor. But the artificial shortage, somebody has got 5, 6, 7 cars. He's using it with his wife alone. He has got assistant pastors who are walking to church, take cab, to sit in the public transport to church. And his cars are parked in his house. A reasonable person will look at you and look at what you are doing, and he decided to leave the church. Some are ungrateful, that is different, but we are talking about the fact that we need to deal with that spirit. It's a missiles of the devil. These are missiles of the enemy. Artificial shortage. You are collecting money from somebody, you should be able to give it to them. Okay? You collect money, you do things. That's the reason why when you are blessed, you have to know that whatever blessing you have, it is not only, look, sometimes I don't have enough. Whenever my mother calls me, I must be able to support her, regardless of my financial situation. because she doesn't have anybody. I'm the only son. So if she has a financial problem, I must be able to find ways and means, options to support. You see, when people are not supporting their family, they are not supporting their church, they are not supporting their community, when they are capable of doing it, it becomes artificial shortage. And that thing is a missile of the enemy against family, against a church. Look, today, there are many people who are attending Central Gospel Church. Why? Because of the fact that many people receive scholarship from that church. And I was there. I witnessed that when they were giving scholarship to some of the people to go to the university. You see, not when they are in a secondary school, but when they are going to the university and their parents could not afford, the church was awarding everybody scholarship. So today, if Central Gospel Church have given 100 scholarships to some of these church members, today, if they are graduate, they have masters in that, masters in business administration, and they are working, definitely, they would like to be in the church to support, because the church support them when they were nobody. And that is what helped the church to expand. So don't think that people will just follow you. Jesus have to find ways and means to support and to feed 5,000 souls. You will be sitting now and say that they rather have to bring their money to Jesus. They have to support Jesus' ministry. No, at that time they were hungry and they need to be supported. They need to be fed. And that is when Jesus have to come in and find the option, find a solution for these souls. When you make things comfortable for people, they will follow you. I'm telling you, when you make things, one thing I see about Central Gospel Church, the leader, Otabe, makes things comfortable for his church members. There was a time they were going to church, they were meeting in Baden Powell. I was there. You see, all this thing I'm telling you is because I used to go there. Now, rain was falling. It was raining a bit. It was showering, not heavy rain. And Sunday morning, everybody was coming to church. And then all of a sudden, he said, because the rain is falling, everybody should go back home. So that people should not mess up their expensive hair. They use some money. Some of them, they spend a lot of money to do their hair. He said everybody should go home. Because the rain was falling, everybody should go home. And you see, this man, somehow, he has portrayed a lot of wisdom. And that is, you see, there are petty little things that make church grow. You care for the people. You respect the people. And you have to know that everything that comes into the church must be shared equally. Where there's hole, vacancy, there should be a fee. You should help somebody. When somebody is falling, somebody should be lifted him up. And that is how the church grew. So when you hear about 5,000 souls, the church grew into 5,000. No, it doesn't happen once. It's not magic. There's something that they were doing that made the church grow into 5,000 souls. A lot. Okay? Yesterday I was talking about the spirit of Barnabas. Barnabas had that spirit of sharing what he had. And everything he has, the Bible says he sold it and gave the money to the apostles. If Barnabas were to be about 2 or 3 of his kind, I don't know how the church is going to be. There will be overflow. There will be no pseudo code. There will be flow charts. Input and process and output. There will be flow charts. When we talk about Barnabas, talking about the spirit of Barnabas. Barnabas has got the spirit of encouragement. You see, these are the things too that brings encouragement. It brings encouragement. It's not only prayer. When people are suffering, they are struggling. Look, there was a time one lady was in our church. And then I look at her. I could see that she's struggling financially. When I look at her, everything, I see that she's struggling. And one day I called her on the phone when I was at work. And I sent her, I transferred £50 into her account. When she received the money, she was shocked. And she was so thankful. She was so grateful. She was so happy. You see, this is what I'm saying. What do you think will change this person's mind from coming to your church or to be in the church? Look, there are so many churches out there. So many churches out there. If somebody is coming to your church, it means the person loves you. It's not because you are too special. Because whatever he's doing in your church, he can do it in he can serve Jesus in any other church. So if somebody is in your church, it means they like you. And sometimes when someone like you, you must be able to let the person experience the benefit of his like. Because whatever he's doing in your church, he can go to another church and do it. Artificial shortage has destroyed many ministries. And that is the reason why I call it missiles of the devil. It's a missile of the enemy. And this preaching, some of these messages, he started preaching them around 90s, 94, 95. He used to talk a lot about the missiles of the devil. And these are missiles of the enemy. Okay? Missiles of the enemy. You go to a church, people don't have a pastor who come from a branch pastor. You can see that he's even wearing a suit that is very old and odd. He's bringing his tithe to the headquarters, and you are collecting it. Meanwhile, his wife, his children, they don't even know what to eat. But as a branch pastor, every month he have to bring his tithe he have to bring his tithe, and he have to bring his report to the headquarters. It is the headquarters rather have to give it to them. Anything you collect from a branch that is struggling, any money you collect from them is 5 liters of blood. You are strangling them. There are some pastors in the village who use bicycle to travel. They don't have car, they don't have anything. I've seen it before. I have seen it before. I've been preaching for some of these pastors in the village in Africa. I used to go there. I used to see how they are struggling. And I know how it is. So when I'm talking, I know what is meant by. So when the pastor is there, and then he look at this place, you can see that this church, if I handle their branch, the pastor will support. He will help me. They will go there. Come on. Listen, there are a lot of churches. People go there, right? Because when there's a need there, the members get it from there. The members get it from there. You know, there are a lot of women, a lot of men who have become pastors in a particular church because the church is paying their rent, the church is paying their children's school fees, the church is doing so many things for them. They want to do a course, the church is helping. They've started a small job, the church helped to establish that kind of company. So you see that the church will begin to expand and the number grew. People are coming. Coming from their numbers, they're coming because they know that there will be a help. May the Lord help us in Jesus' name. Amen.